Good morning, book lovers of the internet. I am BookNerd0802 and welcome to the second video of the day. In this one, I am going to be reviewing Volume 18 of One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, which would be this volume right there. As you can see, there is Ace on the cover as well. And apparently, Ace is Luffy's brother. Not sure if you knew about that or not. It's not really a massive spoiler, but it did come as a surprise to me. So, this one I rated 3 out of 5 stars, and it has the usual 180 pages, more or less. Um, I am pretty happy that Ace showed up and that he seems to have abilities similar to Roy Mustang's from Full Metal Alchemist. And other than that, I'm not really a fan of how repetitive the series has become. With every volume, the same thing seems to be happening over and over again. New characters are introduced, and the crew travel to a different place where they do the same thing, basically. Of course, it is still as entertaining as ever, but I am yearning for some sense of originality, some sense of innovation. And Luffy is not as goofy in this one, especially since he has to face the harsh desert conditions with his crew, and he takes a stand to protect Vivi and the rebels and destroy Baroque works, which was a lovely change in pace, to be fair. However, I know that Luffy won't lose, and that no challenge is too difficult for him. I mean, we've seen him fight against very, very strong opponents, and I doubt that he will lose, to be honest. And he's much like Saitama at this point from One Punch Man. And then there is also Sanji, who, whenever he's flirting, it is also a very entertaining point in the manga series, and it will never get old, I think. Then again, there's Crocodile, who is the biggest villain in this volume, and he seems like a tough cookie to crack, but I'm sure Luffy won't pay much attention. In a way, his naivety is a superpower, and a nation, basically, the story is about a nation which is suffering from drought, and the king being set up as the person responsible, which is nasty business to be framed for, basically, which all traces back to the Crocodile character, who is the leader of the Baroque Works Corporation. I am a big fan of how Luffy is perpetually hungry, and his first thoughts whenever he kills something are whether it is edible and whether Sanji would be able to cook it, basically. And usually Sanji complies. I mean, he is an excellent chef from what we've seen. As I mentioned earlier, this was as entertaining as ever, but I need a storyline where Luffy is put in much more danger. And unfortunately, the bigger his crew, so the more help he gets, the more accountability and risk he will have to face. However, so far so good, and I am a fan of Tony Chopper. He doesn't really seem to add much to the story except for the fact that he can speak with animals, which is very cool. But other than that, he isn't really that useful so far. And honestly, I feel as though Nami is being put on the sidelines as well. I am very curious to see what the note Ace left with Luffy is. So Ace meets up with Luffy for just a couple of pages. He hands Luffy an empty note, and we aren't told what is written on it because it's empty, of course. But Luffy doesn't really go out of his way to discover whether it's meant to mean anything. And then I have a theory where perhaps it's the map to the One Piece itself, and I'm suspecting invisible ink and directions, but then again, I feel as though Ace would give this to Luffy because he isn't stupid, right? And he'd probably try to send his brother as far away from where he suspects the One Piece might be for his brother not to find it because he's aware that Luffy is a massive threat and definitely one of the best pirates in the world. So I think this is plausible. It's of course just a theory, and I haven't watched the anime or read anything else where One Piece is concerned. But I of course have no clue whether this is true or not. I'm not sure whether I will be reading more of One Piece anytime soon. I feel as though I need a bit of a break before returning to the world. It isn't something that I can binge personally because, as I mentioned it does get a bit boring after a couple of volumes, so I'll take a break, and once I'm in a better mood, more relaxed, perhaps I will return to the world of One Piece and travel with Luffy and his crew once again. So that is all I had to say about One Piece Volume 18 by Eiichiro Oda. Make sure to check out my reviews of the other One Piece volumes and take a look at all the other reviews and the shorts as well. They are absolutely amazing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section and what I can do better, because I am always trying to find ways in which I can improve. And thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye, guys.